Hello, welcome back to another episode. Soul Walks. We're back out in nature. This will probably be the last video I'll record here in England for a while because I'm moving back to Italy. So you might see me in the next video sweating buckets. But who knows? Who knows? That's what I want to talk about today. The fact you don't know. I don't know. And there's a real joy and freedom in not knowing. And it's, in a way, one of the keys to stopping mental suffering that we all experience. Some of us unconsciously being very attached to our thoughts and thinking that we are our thoughts. And some of us, probably you watching this video now, if you're on my channel, you've kind of come to the realization that I'm not my thoughts. How can I be that which I observe? It just doesn't make sense. That is the truth of it. You are not that which you observe. So if you can observe or experience, is another way of saying it, you cannot be that which you experience. So in a way, this is the first kind of start. It's called like the neti they call it. I'm not this, I'm not that. That's not me, that's not me. I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my body. You can't be your body, really. If you experience your body, you experience your body. You and body, not the same, right? So this suffering that we all have, we experience on occasions, or maybe your day's full of suffering. How to step out of it? How to get out of suffering? Well, you suffer, or the ego is suffering. Things it thinks it knows. Yeah, it's thinking about the future. This is gonna happen. This is gonna be bad. This awful situation is gonna occur. It's thinking it knows. In reality, and this is what this channel is about, it's about truth, it's about what's real. It doesn't know anything. It doesn't know shit. The ego, that voice, this is gonna happen, that person's thinking this thing about me, you don't know. So that's the way to step back and out of suffering. It's out of the false knowing, thinking that you know, and into not knowing, or another way of saying it is true knowing, deeper knowing, aka presence. So step out of thinking you know. You don't know. And I say you, and I'm speaking to the ego that you take yourself to be if you're in suffering. You don't know. It doesn't know. That voice does not know. The thing is, for the ego, stepping into not knowing is very scary. Very, very scary. Experience a lot of fear because it lives off knowing. I say knowing, it's like false knowing, right? Because it doesn't really know. It's not really an entity. It's just thought patterns. But the entity that it takes itself to be thinks it knows, and that's when it suffers. So you, listening to me now, you, consciousness, you are true knowing, ever presence. So what you've got to do to step out of that false knowing is first accept. It's always about acceptance, right? It always comes back to the same things because it's one truth. Acceptance, surrender. Accept you don't know. There's a lot of liberation in that. There's a lot of liberation in not knowing. I don't know. That is the truth of the matter. I do not know. I have no idea. I, speaking as a separate imagined entity. I was born. How was I born? What was the process of that? Where was I before that? Where am I now? What's this? How does this tree grow? How is it I'm talking and listening to myself talk? I don't know anything. I know nothing. I know no thing. And that's the truth of it. You know no thing. You're not knowing things. You're not knowing things that are separate to you, objects. This. I know no thing. That's the truth. You know no thing. You're not knowing a thing right now. That which you take me to be is not separate from that which you are. It's not a thing. So when you say I know no thing, thing and think are the same things. When you're thinking, you are thinking. Yeah, you're making objects. You're thinking that thing, this thing, me, that. You're thinking, you're thinking. That's why the word's basically the same word. Because it is. Thoughts are things. You must have heard that one before. Thoughts are things. That's how we create as well. Yeah, that's why everything starts in the mental. Starts as a thought and then gets manifested in this realm, into this illusion. Thoughts are things. So, stop thinking, you know. And you'll stop thinking. Yeah? Stop thinking that you know, and you'll stop thinking. Or rather, your thoughts will just quieten down. Go to the place of not knowing. Be honest, you know. If you want truth, you gotta start with honesty. You're never gonna find truth fooling yourself, thinking that you know. This is why I would like religions, people looking for God outside of themselves, outside of their own reality, in the mind, in a belief. You're never gonna find it. Because it's not external to that which you are. There we are. Just a short little video for you. In Soul Walks, I don't know if anything else wants to be said. I think that's all. I don't know. Be happy not knowing. And you'll be out of suffering. That's the goal. Can you be happy not knowing? Ask yourself that. Next time the ego comes up with a story of this or that, you know that leads to suffering, right? So logically, if that knowing is constant suffering, not knowing, maybe very peaceful. Thanks for being here. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll speak to you in another moment of the ever-present. Goodbye.